Hello, I'm Austin Heyman. Welcome to Seniors Today, a monthly program produced by the Commission on Aging and devoted entirely to issues and interests of Montgomery County seniors. This month we'll learn about two organizations devoted to the concept of lifelong learning, and we'll talk with someone who has had a distinguished career in the field of aging. But first, established in 1989, the Grassroots Organization for the Well-Being of Seniors, or GROWS, provides a platform for networking, education, advocacy, and public awareness for senior service professionals in Montgomery County. And joining me to tell us more about this organization is Tom Najjar, the president of GROWS. Well, welcome to Seniors Today.
Good morning, and thank you. Good to be here.
So tell us, what is the mission of GROWS?
So that's evolved a little bit over time. It's become more of a networking group to support our membership of about 200 senior service professionals that represent any company from assisted living to independent home health care, CCRCs or continuing care retirement communities, rehabs and such.
All who are working in Montgomery County?
Yes, this is a Montgomery County networking group for Montgomery County alone. And we provide the platform for what you mentioned, education, primarily networking, but we do some community outreach as well, education. September is Falls Prevention Month, where we partner with many other organizations to talk about falls prevention. We do provide testimony for at the County Council. We partner with Commission on Aging, talk about similar things affecting seniors and sort of echo their concerns and try to support their mission.
Well, I remember way back when, I don't know, was it 10 years ago, you guys did a tremendous paper, talked about the tsunami of aging.
We did.
Do you have projects of anything like that at all?
So that was in 2004, some time ago.
Yeah.
And we're actually working on something now. Yes, that you mentioned that. So as the people are aging in Montgomery County seniors to the tune of 10,000 per day for the next 15 years or so, we are addressing a caregiver shortage right now. As more people are needing help, we're looking at how we can address that concern. So that's the next project we're working on. So that might come out to be a white paper too, and we're partnering with schools, organizations, the county government on ways to attract people into the field of aging. There's direct care work as CNAs, there's also need for social workers, nurses, and many other types of careers.
Well, actually, our program last month was on caregiving, part of it, and the Commission on Aging itself has been very concerned about that subject and done some studying of it as well.
So GROWS is trying to partner. So rather than having all these organizations working sort of side by side but unaligned, is to partner in more power in numbers and
well, there's
do
no
the same
question
things.
the caregiving is the shortfall there it's a tremendous topic.
Yep. So as a provider myself, I have also a separate company that I do in caregiving. It affects me as well. So I'm trying to address this as a whole for the community, Montgomery County.
Did I read somewhere that you also translated the Senior Resource Guide into Spanish? I heard that.
That may have been, that was
before
outside
your
my
time,
realm, before my time, yes.
And aren't you also doing some focus on dementia?
Yes, working with the county government. I think Lily Fisher is the primary spearheading that for a county, and we're working closely with Dementia Friendly America on educating, but making people aware. Local businesses in Montgomery County, making them aware of people with dementia, what to look for, and not sort of spot them out, and sort of be more dementia friendly, literally, to those with dementia.
So at your meetings every month, you said it's obviously networking, but you also have speakers, and what happens at your meetings?
So every month we have a speaker, and frankly, Dementia Friendly is one of them, coming in January.
Mm-hmm.
We have topics. Our last meeting in October was on art and music therapy as alternative therapies.
Really?
We have some that talk about, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on all the ones, but yes, various topics of interest to seniors. And we have about 6 meetings that have speakers. The other 6 in the year are various locations and topics. We have a silent auction that's a fundraiser. We have December's our holiday networking event, where we bring all the attendees bring scarves for seniors. It's a program called Scarves for Seniors. We bring pre-gift wrapped items, mittens, gloves, hats, scarves for needy seniors, and we drop them off.
Where do these meetings take place?
So December is going to be at Ring House at the Charles E. Smith campus. We have 6 of the other ones are at Holiday Park Senior Center in Wheaton. We have our silent auction in June is at Brook Grove Retirement Community. The 2 extravaganzas are at either the Margaret Schweinhaus Center in Silver Spring, and we partner with a church in Potomac to do the other one.
So if folks want to get more information about Grows, is there a phone number or a website maybe?
So the phone number is 301-765-3325, and the website is growsmc.org.
Well, it's a terrific organization. I wish you well. Thanks for coming in to talk with us.
Thanks very much.
When we return, we'll learn about not just one, but 2 organizations providing a multitude of learning opportunities in Montgomery County. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. My next guests represent 2 interesting learning opportunities for seniors here in Montgomery County. I'm pleased to be joined by Natasha Sachs, the Program Director of Montgomery County's Lifelong Learning Institute, and Anna Stokes, the Executive Director for OASIS. Well, welcome back.
It's a pleasure.
It's that time of year when I think people can sign up for classes.
Yes.
Firstly, congratulations, Natasha. You received a recognition from AARP.
Yes, we did, and we are very proud.
What was it for?
This is for our place in the community. Lifelong Learning Institute is recognized as a program that is at 13 different locations at Montgomery County. We also provide affordable tuition to individuals 50 and over.
That was the key, yes.
Yes, tuition free. Our students pay fees only. Also, we offer such a range-wide courses in a variety of different disciplines, over 120 courses per semester. So we are recognized in a publication, Where We Live, Community for All Ages, and we're very proud of it.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations,
Thank
Natasha.
you, thank you.
Proud of you.
So, OASIS has been around here for quite a while.
25 years.
25
this
years.
next year, yes.
And
nationally, over 30 years.
It's all over the
35
country,
years,
yeah.
yes.
So tell us a little bit about your programs.
So our whole mission is to extend this lifelong learning adventures, and we don't think of we think of aging in very positive ways, that you can continue to learn, and all the neuroscience that you hear every day on the news and all the research, it's really exciting that we can do something to really promote healthy and successful aging. So how do you do it? By taking interesting and stimulating classes at Montgomery College or at Washington Metropolitan OASIS.
As I understand, your classes tend to be individual ones.
Correct. Most of them are a 1 or 2 part series, and it's for folks who are volunteering maybe 1 or 2 days a week at other organizations. They don't want to commit to a semester-based calendar. But we do have language. Our Spanish classes and exercise classes are semester-based.
And at the Lifelong Learning Institute, yours are semester-based mostly.
We offer classes on semester-based. However, our classes vary in duration. So some of our classes, one-session lectures. For instance, political commentator Steve Roberts is going to deliver a lecture in the spring semester on anniversary of Trump administration, as well as fake media. But other courses are 2 to 6 sessions long. The courses that we want to provide more depth knowledge in politics, in archaeology, in history, in variety of courses that we offer. But we also have a full semester courses where our Lifelong Learning Institute students take it with the credit students. So they take these classes as audit, and it's a wonderful intergenerational learning opportunity.
So actually, how many, besides the Lifelong Learning Institute, there are many, many seniors who take classes at Montgomery College. Do you have any idea of the number of people taking?
Yes, there are 7,000
Wow.
50 and over students at Montgomery College, and they take variety of courses. Some of them relate to preparation for employment or career change. Others, courses in personal finance, in world languages, in arts and design, and of course, Lifelong Learning Institute intellectually stimulating program for 50 and over.
The Lifelong Learning Institute programs, where are they located?
So we have 13 locations around Montgomery County on Montgomery County campuses, Gaithersburg Business Training Center. We're opening new classroom space at the corner of Manakee and 355. We're going to have parking around the building, which is of prime
Very
importance.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly. We're also at some senior centers, Montgomery County Public Libraries.
And where are the Oasis classes?
Our main learning center is actually at Westfield Montgomery Mall in Bethesda. We're in the Macy's Home Store. Our classes are really popular, so we've extended to other locations, including the Johns Hopkins Montgomery County campus. And there we use the Gilchrist Auditorium. This upcoming term we'll have 12 really hot topic classes, such as what's not to worry about North Korea, U.S.-China relations. John McCarthy, our Montgomery County State's Attorney, will talk about the Lyon sister case and very high-level cases. So I hope that we'll see you in one of those classes, Austin.
So registration is when?
Registration will be the first week of January. And
how do we do that?
So we have a great catalog, which is also online. Our website is oasis.net/Washington, oasis.org/Washington.
And is there a phone number that people can
There
call?
sure is, 301-469-6800, press 1, and then extension 211. And you can always call me personally, 301-469-4976.
So,
Happy to help.
So if one wants to sign up, that can be done in December?
In the first week of
Or first week of
January, and our
January.
catalog should be out about the first week
And
of
the
December.
charge for these classes?
So some of our classes are free, some of them they average about $10 an hour.
And what about registering for Montgomery College?
So registration for Lifelong Learning Institute classes and the Workforce Development Continuing Education courses starts on November 27th, and students can register up to the day of the class. So there is plenty opportunity. However,
the classes start?
The classes start at the end of January.
All right.
But of course, classes fill us up very quickly, so it's good to register early.
Right.
And we charge tuition is free for individuals who are 60 and over. We have some class offerings that are free of charge, but majority vary between $7 and $10 per teaching hour. So they're very reasonable. And just to give you an example, a full semester class costs $67, for instance, a class in beginning swimming. So it's very reasonably priced tuition.
And how do we register?
To register, 3 possible ways: online, by fax, or in person. Also, there is a possibility of registering via mail. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to help. 240-567-1828, or our customer service, 240-567-5188.
And what about the website? Is there?
Yes, an easy way to get to the website is from Montgomery College website. There is an icon there where we can put in Lifelong Learning Institute. It's also www.montgomerycollege.edu/Lifelong Learning Institute.
So have your classes changed much over the years? I mean, the topics?
Well, our classes change every semester because students are returning and taking more and more courses. So we are developing new programs. One of the new programs in the spring semester is a Brain Fitness Institute. So we offer a lot of exciting courses there.
Well, we're about out of time, but I guess the same is true for you. You have new classes all the time.
We sure do, and we'd love to see everybody enjoy these great intellectually stimulating classes. We are never at a loss for topics, especially in this area. So,
well, thanks so much for
thank you.
coming in.
It's a
A lot
pleasure.
going on to sign up for.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you.
When we return, we'll have a conversation with someone who has spent a lifetime working to improve the lives of older adults. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
The pain will not control us. It will never break us, define us, or keep us still. Because arthritis can't beat us if we beat it first. In the fight against arthritis, you need a weapon. What's yours? Visit the Arthritis Foundation at fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. I'm Austin Heyman. My final guest today is Bill Benson, an expert on the issues of aging. Well, welcome to Seniors Today, Bill. I mean, I need to tell our audience that you've had a 4-decade career in aging. You were acting assistant secretary of aging. You were a consultant to the CDC on aging. And you were a founding member of the Elder Justice Coalition, and you served with the U.S. Congress. What more?
All right.
It's a very distinguished career, so thank you for being with us. So all this work that you've done for 4 decades, what one or two things stand out as major accomplishments?
During those 4 decades, well, in terms of the aging of our population and responding to it from a policy perspective, ironically, I think all the great accomplishments occurred before I even got into this business, if you will. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Older Americans Act, those were already in place. Since that time, I'm not sure that we have made major new accomplishments in that time. We've held on to those programs, we've improved them in some ways, but I think we've stalled out in terms of making great progress in terms of aging policy. And after 40-some years of doing this work, I'm a little frustrated, to be honest, that we've not made more progress with respect to such things as long-term care, mental health, oral health, vision health, elder abuse, housing for older people. I mean, there are so many great challenges we have.
So the issues are getting ahead of the solutions in some ways, is what you're suggesting.
The solutions that we've put in place, we've built this terrific, I think, foundation of public policy for older people. It's like building a house. We've built a great foundation, but we've not built the rest of the building, if you will. And because it has the need and demand, the scope of the demographics of an aging society have outstripped it from a resource perspective, outstripped it from a capacity to respond perspective, and probably from a political will perspective as well.
So if you were to go to Congress today, I guess what you're saying is so much of these issues of aging are federally related, because the things that you've cited are federal. Of course, that's where your experience has been.
Right.
And of course, states and localities and local communities have an important role too.
They sure do. They absolutely do. I think the big ticket items like income security, like health coverage, really can't be addressed at the state and local level because of the cost and the enormity of them, and the need to share the cost, as in social insurance, across a very large pool. So those are why, to a large extent, those are federal programs. But at the state and local level, I think the response there are to fill in the gaps that exist in the big federal systems. We can't look to states and local communities to finance all the housing that older people might need, but we can look for favorable economic conditions. We can look for favorable tax conditions to help stimulate some growth to fill in those gaps, to also innovate and do innovative and new ideas. Testing ground at the local levels where it happens. But those things percolate up, we hope, when they're good enough to maybe become something we can do on a grand scale at a national level.
So specifically, I know in the county, affordable housing is a major issue.
As it is everywhere.
And there have been discussions about what can we do locally. There are some things, as you suggest, we can do locally, but the big ticket item, the money has to come from the federal government.
I believe it does. So much of the housing that we have for low-income older people. Now, you can, at the state and local level, you can address the housing needs of people who can afford it. Builders can respond to that. You can do the right tax breaks and all of that. But for low-income people, that's a tough nut to crack locally or even at the state level. Unfortunately, the principal program for financing low-income housing for older people and people with disabilities was the Section 202 program for years. All new construction has terminated. There is no financing for any new construction in 202, just as the numbers of older people are literally exploding as we're doubling the older population in this country. All we're able to do at the national level, or all we are willing to do at the national level at the moment, is to maintain the financing for the existing projects in place because they have long-term mortgages and the payments.
So, obviously, health care is a major issue for older people. It's for everybody, but
right.
And you've mentioned Medicare and Medicaid. I just saw a piece about Alzheimer's that, of course, we know that the numbers are growing, and when we get to the point where we have some kind of a solution or something, it's going to be so costly. The caregiving part of Alzheimer's is so costly. How again, is that going to have to be a federal solution?
I think that's one where you can have local solutions. You can have state solutions. Supporting caregivers, doing more for caregivers at the community and state level. A lot of innovation around caregiver support. But if we're talking about providing a workforce to support that, then we're going to need to look to things on a more national scale, I think. If we're looking for the payment for caring for all those people with Alzheimer's and other dementias, Alzheimer's is now the 5th leading cause of death among the older population. It is that large, and the numbers are only going to grow because the demographics are growing. So we need to tackle those as national problems. It's not a solution to say to an innovative, progressive state like Maryland, you take care of it. Maybe Maryland can do some really good things. I mean, Montgomery County is a tremendous place to grow older. I mean, many communities would, if they knew all that's going on in Montgomery County, they would envy this place. They might also want to move here. But that's not what's happening in all counties in Maryland, much less the rest of the country.
Yeah, well, we have been working hard on many of these issues within the ability to deal with them. But as you suggest, the cost factor of this is formidable. I mean, I kind of had the thought that everybody ought to have long-term care insurance. We ought to start when we're 21 paying. I mean, I don't know what you think about this, but we ought to start paying for, like we pay for Social Security, we ought to start paying for long-term care insurance when we're 21. But maybe that's too radical of it.
It wouldn't be if we decided that we wanted to expand Medicare as a social insurance model, build in, as you know, so the cost is spread across the entire population, employers and employees and everybody else, so that you could begin building in the long-term care services as part of our Medicare structure. That would make sense and start early, because these costs are so huge when you get to the point where you need them, as you know. But if we don't do it as a social insurance model, there's no way that I think private long-term care insurance is going to be the answer for everybody. It will be for a select few. I have private long-term care insurance, and I'm really grateful I have it.
Yes. You are a consultant, I know, for many people. Do you have a website?
I do. healthbenefitsabcs.com.
Okay. Well, before we leave the subject of aging, there are many things that have happened that are positive, that we've learned on how to age well. Isn't that true?
Absolutely, absolutely. The amount of evidence that we have accumulated about various kinds of interventions dealing with everything from falls to healthy diet to combating malnutrition to dealing with chronic disease self-management. We have a whole arsenal, if you will, of evidence-based ways to deal with people's health and wellness. There's no question about that. Now we need to get those out into the mainstream more effectively. We need to put them in communities across America. If we're going to get ahead of the alarming curves about the chronic disease issues that older people have. But yes, there are many success stories. The challenge with our demographics in this society is taking things that we know work, all those positive things, and taking them to scale.
And I think we are working on many of these things in the county. Falls prevention, engagement as a way of being healthy. Those are the kinds of things that we can do locally. Absolutely. To make life better as we age.
Absolutely. All the things you're doing in Montgomery County, from lifelong learning to wonderful coalitions. Yeah, I mean, you're doing tremendous things here, and those are things communities can do, and they're really important. The issue of isolation of older people and trying to engage them and recognize them for the asset that they are to a community, that's not going to come from the federal level. It's going to come from the community level, and I think you're really doing an honest job of it here.
But I think your point about the federal situation, that leads to we need to be engaged. I guess you're suggesting politically.
I do suggest that, in fact, I would state that very explicitly, that we are not responding to the needs of an aging society if we're not engaged politically, because ultimately the responses to the major problems and challenges are political solutions. That is, the politicians and the policymakers have to have the will, and in order to have that will, they have to feel the heat, so to speak. And I think that aging advocates need to become political advocates as well. All of us need to do that if we want to address these issues.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing your views with us.
Thank you, Austin. Pleasure to be here.
Well, that's it for this month's Seniors Today. Don't forget that you can access a great deal of information about county services for seniors by going to the Montgomery County Senior website at www.montgomerycountymd.gov/seniors, or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. And as always, thank you for watching Seniors Today.
Introducing Ride On Extra, coming to Route 355, fall of 2017. The bus with less stop and more go. Regular Ride On service has 80 stops between Lake Forest Transit Center and the Medical Center Metro Station. Ride On Extra has 85% fewer stops. Plus, Ride On Extra is all about the extras. Free Wi-Fi, USB charging ports, real-time info displays, and runs every 10 minutes. It's Ride On Extra. Less stop, more go.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.